Artistic morning! Welcome to our first day of lesson in math, learning mathematical concept through culture and arts. Join me to explore more about our rich culture and appreciate arts while learning patterns and sequence. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to learn sequencing and prediction from patterns, which will help you develop your mathematical abilities, understanding of algebraic reasoning, and ability to construct order in real-life situations. You have been creating patterns and sequence since you were young without realizing it. You perhaps have developed the ability to distinguish equivalence pattern, alternating patterns, growing patterns, spatial pattern, and other more patterns that are found in our surroundings. Let us have first the activity above figure out the pattern. And here's what you are going to do. Identify the correct figure that will complete the given sequence. Choose the letter of the correct answer. And let's get ready. Here's the first sequence. In the sequence, it contains lines and or group of lines alternating and increasing in numbers. What do you think will be the next image in the sequence? And the answer is letter B. I hope you got it right. Let's proceed to the next sequence. Which figure completes the series? Observe the boxes and the colors to identify the next figure. And the answer is letter A. And the third given, observe the shapes, the number of sides of the shapes, the number of the shapes in each frame, and its colors. And the answer is letter C. Let's have the next one. Observe how the triangle formation of the circles rotate. And the figure next in the sequence is letter A, which is the next logical image in this last sequence. Observe the number of the lines or the arrow lines, how increases and decreases. And the answer is letter C. Good job, everyone! It is now your turn to do the activity in your module. What is an inductive reasoning? One best example of generating pattern that you have learned when you were in grade 8 is inductive reasoning. And inductive reasoning is the process of observing data, recognizing patterns, and generalizing or conjecture from observations, just like what we have done in the first activity. One best example of inductive reasoning is the abstract reasoning. It is also can be referred to as diagrammatic reasoning. A conjecture is a conclusion made from observing data or uneducated guess based on patterns. Here is an illustrative example of abstract reasoning. There is no specific rule to solve abstract reasoning tests. The best way to determine the next figure of the given sequence is to observe the changes happen on the first to the succeeding figures or images. Let's study the given sequence below. Observe the shapes, observe the colors, observe the movements of the shapes, and how the shapes increases. And here are the following conjectures based on the illustration. The first is a number pattern. The shapes on the first to third frame are arranged in ascending order according to the number of their sides. 3, which is a triangle, 4, which is a square, 5, the pentagon, and 6, 7. So the next shapes should have sides of 8, which is an octagon. The second conjecture is about color pattern. The first 3 shapes, the triangle, the square, and the pentagon, are colored with the primary colors red, blue, yellow, respectively. The fourth shape is colored with a mixture of the colors of the first and second shape, the red and the blue, which is equivalent to violet. The fifth is colored with a mixture of the colors of the second and the third shape, which is blue and yellow, equivalent to green. So the next figure should be colored with orange, which is a combination of the red and yellow colors. The third conjecture below is the spatial pattern. The shapes in primary color are placed on the first row, and on the second are the shapes in the secondary color. In every frame, the shapes were moving in each corner in clockwise direction. The 6 shapes should be placed on the left downward corner of the frame.
I hope you fully understand the given illustrative example. Let us now move to our second activity, the art of piecing. Using your module, read and understand the story entitled Artist's Paradise. In each part of the story, there is a problem to be solved, and circle the letter that corresponds to your answer. A small group of visual art students decided to conduct cultural mapping activity within their municipality as part of their requirements in research subject. Since most of them were culture lovers themselves, the students were very enthusiastic in identifying the distinct cultural resources found in their hometown, Angono. The said activity was timely to the guide tour initiated by the Angono Cultural Heritage Office. The students, together with their research teachers, were accompanied by the ACHO staff. The first stop of their itinerary was the locally called Matandang Yungin, but now widely known as the Angono Rock Shelter or Angono Petroglyph Rock Shelter. The place was covered with trees, grass, flowers, and other plants. It was a beautiful sight. Captivated by the anthropomorphous rock carvings, Michael, a creative and imaginative student, started to create a sketch of these images. Let us help Michael in completing the image using patterns and identify rules and similarities. Which do you think will be the next image in the sequence? After a relaxing visit at Matandang Yungib, Michael traveled to the downtown area with his classmates and teachers, where they were greeted with the mag-anak, the family of giants images that consist of the father, mother, and child. These multicolored, humongous, and sometimes comical 12-footers were called the Gigantes or Giants. These giants, situated at Freedom Park near Angono-Binangonan boundary, served as welcome marker that greeted Michael's group. The complex decoration and brilliant lights on the Gigantes captured the attention of the students and teachers. Michael and his friends were able to recognize the lantern's pattern of blinking lights by working together. What do you think is the flickering lights order is? Which figure completes the series? After a sumptuous lunch at Balo Balo restaurant, Students and teachers strolled down to the street of Poblacion Itaas and found relief murals honoring the works of national artist Carlos Botong V. Francisco. As the students were inspecting the artworks, a marching band crossed the street. This band was called as Angono National Symphonic Band or Banda Uno, founded by Mr. Elpidio San Pedro, the father of late Maestro Lucio D. San Pedro, national artist for music. Students were fascinated with the lively music accompanied by showmanship and formation of baton twirlers and flag bearers. Using a keen observation, some students were able to identify the pattern of the routine presented by Angono's Banda Uno. Let us examine the patterns below. Which formation should come next to complete the sequence? The festive atmosphere in Angono outstand the students and teachers. The endamada or bamboo pole pairs put on either side of the street was being decorated by the locals. People hang various items that represent the culture of Angono on this pole. One of the endamadas that caught the attention of Michael were the three-dimensional items artfully suspended from the bamboo. Out of curiosity, he identified a pattern. What do you think is the pattern? Which image will complete the sequence? The Diocesan Shrine and Parish of St. Clement was the final stop for the students and teachers. Some students observed the beautiful and ornate decorations on the papal bust of the well-known altar image of St. Clement as they got closer to the Retablo Mayor. Below is half side of the St. Clement's resplendent basement showing the visual texture of embroidered fleur-de-lis design pattern for each layer. Let's once more assist Michael in drawing the 112-year-old representation of the Porsche of the patron saint of Angono. Which of the following will best fit to represent the pattern? The one-day trip to Angono Rizal was enjoyable for Michael and his friends. They were able to map out some of the cultural properties found in the community. From their collective experience, through this experience, Michael had developed basic observation skills of pagmamasid, all the way up to an intense form of observation abilities called pagmamatsyag. As a result, he was able to connect further with his community. Have fun learning pattern and sequence while discovering the culture of Angono. See you next time. Goodbye.